Hey guys, welcome to our community event. My name is Nicole and I am from the Prequel team. Today I will be your host and moderator. So if you are just joining us, please let us know where you're from in the comments. Really looking forward to having this live with you guys. Today we have a very exciting guest, Theo Wisse, and you might know him from his iconic dad jokes on TikTok. If you know anyone who enjoys his content, if you're a fan and your friends are fans, please send them invites to join. It's going to be a great live. Today, Theo will be talking to us about his content creation process, his journey to where he is, some of how he created his viral moments, etc. So if you know anyone who's interested, please just send them an invite so that they can join. In the meantime, also before we get Theo in, just prep your questions because I'll be asking them throughout the live. So prep your questions, send them through to the little question box. I'll be really excited to share your questions with Theo. If you want to know more about Theo beyond his videos, you don't know enough about him, I'll just give you a quick breakdown of who Theo is. So Theo is a social media content creator with a dedicated following of over 7 million followers across multiple social media platforms, including YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. He's got over 7 years of experience with his videos going viral for many different types of content, showcasing his versatility as a creator. His style, we can all agree, is really original and relatable and draws basically from his inspiration of everyday situations. And as a result, his content is always fresh and always unpredictable. What he hopes basically is to inspire and entertain his audience to create an escape for those looking to forget about their stress and responsibility and just enjoy a good laugh. And I think we can all agree that we have really enjoyed that type of content, especially during particularly tough times. His success as a content creator has led to collaborations with a range of reputable brands like Nike, Foot Locker, Amazon, and Adidas. So he'll be joining us soon. Again, please invite some of your friends to join. Really excited to see everyone who is here so far. Before we dive in and get our guest in, there are a few house rules for those who have not joined our community event before. So I am going to break them down. And number one is to be active. If you've got any questions prepared or if you think of any questions as the live goes on, please just send them through into the question box. We also welcome your comments, but just a note on the comments, let's avoid spam. Let's just keep it to the conversation, particularly around content creation, especially because we always invite great guests who give us really good tips on the content creation process. So if you have any comments or questions around that, please put them in the comment section as well as in the question box. Also, let's keep it positive. We're all about positive vibes with Prequel, as you know, so let's keep it to that. No inappropriate language or comments in the chat, please. But yeah, let's just share. And I will be inviting Theo in right now. So let's just get Theo in here. I can see that you guys are really excited already, as am I. Got a special for our viewers at the end for Prequel subscribers. We're offering a 1-year subscription discount at the end of this live. So keep your eyes on the stream and in the comments section.
Hey,
Hello.
How you doing?
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How's the weather in Atlanta?
Pretty good. It's pretty hot and humid, but can't complain.
That's cool. Theo, thank you so much for joining us. We have people here already who are really excited to hear from you, excited to ask you questions. And as you can see, we've got people joining from all around the world, which is really exciting.
Okay.
But why don't you tell us a bit about yourself? I've given a brief introduction, but it would be great to just get it from you.
Okay, so my name is Theo Wisse. I'm a comedy content creator here on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, really all platforms, Facebook, even Snapchat. I've been creating content since I was 14 years old. That's when I made my first YouTube channel. I was actually making content before that, but I wasn't online with it. I was just making videos for myself and stuff like that. So yeah, I've been doing it for about 7 years, and I've always had a passion for it, and it always came easy to me. So yeah, here I am now, 7 years later, over 7 million followers across all platforms, and yeah, I just love spreading my creativity and making people laugh.
And has that been your approach since the start? So you said before you even started online, you were making content. What was the approach way back then?
It was just fun. I always like just making videos and showing people and like getting their reaction and stuff like that. Like actually, when I was in seventh grade, when I was in seventh grade, Vine came out, and I made a couple Vine videos, and like everyone in my school was like, "Bro, you're funny, like you're funny." But I didn't really take it serious. But looking back, I realized that was actually foreshadowing of my future. So yeah, I just always liked it. It was always fun making videos and stuff.
R.I.P. Vine. But here we
Yeah,
are,
RP Vine.
7 million followers later. But what was that journey to getting to that point like? You've given us a brief breakdown, but how does one get to that point?
Man, I mean, it obviously takes a lot of things, but I feel like anybody can get there as long as you have like a few core traits about yourself. Like one of the main traits, you have to be resilient. You have to know how to bounce back from any situation and just keep going no matter what. There was a lot of times where I felt like I wasn't gonna make it in social media, and I felt like I might have to go to college or I might have to, switch career paths or something. But I just every time I felt like that, I just doubled down and I reminded myself like there's other people doing this there's other people doing this that you could do better than. So I just always kept telling myself that like I'm the best. So yeah, and I kept telling myself that until I actually became the best. And yeah, that's really the main thing. Just keep going no matter what.
That's awesome. So, when it comes to your content, your ability to make content that really resonates with people is quite impressive. And your video basically looks like effortless humor, like you just switch the camera on and you go. But how do you actually consistently draw inspiration for everyday situations and transform that into viral videos?
Yeah, so I'm gonna tell you my process. This is it's very simple too. It's actually crazy. So it's literally just me and my friends. Whenever we're talking about something, there will be a joke or a moment in our conversation where we'll just all laugh hard, like very hard, and then I just take whatever situation that is and then put it into a video, and that's it. That's literally it. That's where I get 99% of my video ideas from. So yeah, anytime I need a video idea, I don't sit down and brainstorm and try to think of stuff. I just go about my day and look for things that might, I can turn into a visual for people to enjoy, and that's literally it. It's unlimited content ideas at that point.
So, what was the inspiration for the dad jokes? Is that yeah? How did we get to that point?
Yeah, so dad jokes have been around for a long time, and they've always been funny. I think everybody likes a good dad joke, but yeah, the dad joke trend that I do, that was actually a trend before I did it, but I just blew it up to a point where it's global now. So yeah, that's where it started, but I just took it to a whole nother level once I did it.
Okay. So, if you say that you don't like sit and brainstorm a lot when it comes to creating the content, but you're turning it into something hilarious. Is there any more effort that kind of goes into that? Anything, um, you know, preparation wise that kind of goes into
Yeah,
that?
definitely. I definitely like do a lot of planning and preparation for every video, and I'm very particular about the way I want my video shot, the way I want to execute it, and it's very intentional with everything I do in my video. So it's definitely more than just taking an idea and then recording it. Is obviously taking me years and years of practice and experience to get to the point where I can produce videos at the level I do it now. But yeah, it's definitely a lot more than just having a video idea.
So a lot of your videos have gone viral, but was there a specific video that really surprised you with its widespread appeal?
Yeah, the dad jokes. I didn't think the dad jokes were gonna go as viral as it did. The first one I did, I just did it for fun, and then it got 1 million views overnight. Then I did another one, and then that one got like 10 million views. And I was just like, okay, this is what I'm doing now. And then I just kept getting more creative and more creative every time because I was seeing what the audience would like and what their feedback would be and stuff like that, and feeding off of that. So yeah, I couldn't have expected that it was gonna bring me to the point where I'm at now.
Yeah. And it's kind of an iconic sound now that is definitely associated with
Yeah,
your
definitely.
brand. And I see it already in the comments
Yeah, I was about
as
to say,
well.
somebody just said one. What kind of tree fits in your hand? A palm tree. That's funny.
I think you actually already did that one.
Yeah, I did. I
So
did.
just doing it back to you. So let's just go a little bit more into your content, just your experience with it. So having already got 7 years under your belt in terms of your content experience, what are some of the most valuable lessons you've learned during your journey as a content creator?
One of the most valuable lessons I've learned. Uh, I would say somebody asked me this yesterday actually, and I told them the most valuable thing I learned was to have faith and and to walk by faith and not by sight, because you never know where you're going to end up by doing something. And if you try to calculate every decision and try to make everything so logical, you're not going to get to where God wants you to be, because God won't show you what He has in store for you. You just have to kind of trust Him and just keep going. So yeah, that's the main thing I've learned, just to keep going and yeah, just keep going. You never know where you're going to end up.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's great. So just in terms of your role as a content creator, if you think about that, and the role of content creators in general, actually, it's really transformed into this fully fledged profession, with abundant opportunities. But how do you see the role of social media in today's world, and how do you believe it can actually, catalyze life's transformations?
Wait, can you rephrase that question?
So, how do you see the role of social media in today's world, especially for content creators, now it becoming like a
Okay.
full-on profession?
Yeah, so yeah, I see it just as that. It could be a full on career. For me, I look at it more as a stepping stool to get into whatever industry you want, or as a marketing platform. But yeah, it's a very legitimate business nowadays, and it could change your life. Like I'm a prime example. I'm 21 and I live in a high rise apartment. I didn't go to college and stuff like that. So I think it could definitely change anyone's life, and it's a huge opportunity. And honestly, I think anybody that's not doing social media in some type of way is missing out. Not even on opportunities, but just even to learn about the social media world. Because there's a lot of roles you can play in the social media where you don't have to be in the spotlight, but you can still benefit in multiple ways. So yeah, definitely nothing but opportunities on social media.
Okay. And I think just on that, as I think a lot of people are in the space where they do want to crack it, but there is the fear that not everyone is able to. This influencer world has actually been likened to oil, like because it's like they say it's the new oil. Everybody kind of wants their share of it. But do you envision a scenario where only a few benefit from social media perks, or do you think it will remain kind of like this level playing field for aspiring creators across the board?
Definitely a level playing field for sure, because I mean, social media is on your phone, and you have a camera on your phone, so anyone can make content. And and yeah, like everybody has a different style of creativity, and there's so many different people creating different styles of content. I don't think it'll ever be exclusive to one group of people for social media, especially with apps like TikTok and stuff, where anyone can go viral on any day, you know. So yeah, I think it's definitely a fair opportunity for everybody. Now, some platforms might be a little bit biased to who they give exposure to. But I think TikTok definitely changed that for everybody.
So I just saw a comment though saying that it's a hard game. Do you agree?
Yeah, it's it's hard, but I mean everything is hard. Nothing good is gonna come easy. So the fact that it's hard is not really a factor for me because it's gonna be hard regardless. Life is hard, you know. So that's not really a factor.
That's true.
Yeah.
So when it comes to tools, so let's just talk about that for a little bit. At Prequel, we really see our app as being a great tool for creators and quite an enabling tool. So we always say that regardless of your experience, it's a tool that you could use. But how do you view various opportunities that content creation can offer, especially for beginners?
Opportunities that content creation can offer for beginners.
Yeah,
Uh, well,
like.
what you say? What you say?
So as you say, from income, education, etc., like what the actual perks of it?
Okay. Well, you're talking about just beginners or for everybody?
I think for beginners, because when it comes to being a content creator, for a lot of people, it's just being able to crack it, and as well as having the resources to to get to where they need to be.
Right.
There are some resources out there. So I mean, let's start with that. Let's start with what resources you think are quite valuable for beginners, and then let's go to like what are the
Okay.
actual benefits of being a content creator.
Okay. So the resources for beginners, there's a lot of resources, especially on Instagram. They have they have little programs where they'll like show you how to create reels, how to make your reels trend and stuff like that, what sounds to use and hashtags and stuff like that. And TikTok does the same thing. I'm pretty sure Facebook does it too. But yeah, the platforms that we post on nowadays, they all have little programs teaching you how to be a creator, how to make reels, what type of videos the algorithm likes to see and stuff like that. And that stuff has definitely helped me even years into the game. It helps me like just know little things that'll help my video do better on these platforms. But yeah, the benefits obviously, you can get to a point where you have a very large following and a large fan base that'll follow you anywhere you go. So so yeah, that's probably the main benefit. But other than that, it's just a learning process along the journey. I've learned most of the things I apply. I've learned through content creation and just even the environments that it brings me to. I learned how to network with people. I've learned how to pitch myself. I've gotten many opportunities. I've gotten into many rooms just by people knowing my face through social media and stuff like that. So it's a lot of opportunities you can get from content creation.
So with you having this huge following and also having to put all of this effort into creating I know it looks effortless, but you're still having to put all this content into creating all the effort into creating content. Do you find that there is quite a demand on your personal well-being? Like how are you able to balance what you're doing as a content creator while also, just taking care of yourself?
Yeah, yeah, I definitely feel that question. It's at first I feel like it was a little bit harder. I feel like I'm getting the flow of it now, but it is hard being a content creator because you always have to put out new content and put out new stuff and entertain people and stuff like that. So it gets kind of stressful, and I put a lot of pressure on myself to always put out something new and something great. But now I just kind of take the pressure off myself and just take my time and because I understand my process a little bit more. Like I have to take breaks from social media. I have to take breaks from being creative sometimes. Like sometimes I just work on a lot of behind the scenes stuff just because it just feels right. And then sometimes I just feel super creative where I'm just having video after video after video. Like I feel like I'm in that phase right now where I'm just pumping out a bunch of videos, but a few weeks from now I might have no video ideas, but I'm not going to stress myself and try to force something, because it always has to be
Mm.
authentic. So,
Mm.
so yeah.
And that's a really great approach. I'm just gonna go through some questions, if there is. One of the questions from Harvey Hennessy is, how do you find, or how did you find brands to work or collaborate with?
They all reached out to me. Honestly, I need to pitch myself to these brands a little more because that's always a good thing. But they all the brands I worked with, they always found me somehow. I'm I'm just everywhere, I guess. I don't know.
That's that's really cool. But do you have advice for those who are looking, to get or maybe struggling to get those brand partnerships or collaborations?
Yes, yes. This is something that once I made this mindset shift, I started to see my brain go from here to here. So what I did was, so this is actually how I even came to this conclusion. So when I was first starting off as a content creator, I wanted to get on WorldStar so bad. You know what WorldStar is? WorldStar Hip Hop.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I wanted to get on WorldStar so bad, and because that's how everyone was going viral back then. So I would look at other people's pages that I would look at other people that were getting on WorldStar, and I would try to put myself into that category of content creator. I tried to like kind of make my content look like theirs or appeal to their audience. And then once I did that, after like a year of doing that, I got on WorldStar. So when I thought about getting more brand deals, I would look at content creators that were getting these big brand deals and working with big companies, and I would look at their page and kind of take little things from their page and add it to my brand that would make me more marketable. And once I did that, a few months later, I started getting bigger brand deals. Bigger companies started reaching out to me just because my page aligned with what they were looking for. So I kind of just put myself into that opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
That's
So yeah, I would
amazing.
I would
Yeah.
I would I would say for any content creator that's trying to get more brand deals, definitely make yourself more marketable and change your perspective and think about the person think about the head of a company that's looking for content creators and think about what they would be looking for and try to be that, you know.
Cool. So, I mean, with your position now as a content creator, and I hear you saying that often, but this wasn't the case, say, a couple of years ago. Now there is a clear distinction between what an influencer is and what a content creator is. Do you think it's important to have that distinction?
The influence. Wait, what was the question?
So we've gotten to a place where we're just we distinguish between what a content creator is and what an influencer is, and people are now calling themselves a calling themselves content creators and not wanting to be called influencers. Do you think making that distinction is important in how you define yourself?
Uh, well, honestly, I feel like a content creator and an influencer are essentially the same thing. But I understand that, like, I feel like an influencer has kind of a bad connotation around the name now because everyone's an influencer, and it's just kind of like a whole like joke now at this point. But uh, but I call myself a content creator because that's what I do. I just create content. I mean, I influence people as well, but I don't know. I just never really called myself an influencer.
Hmm.
But uh, but yeah, I don't really know what the difference is or what the general idea of an influencer is nowadays. I think it's the same thing, honestly.
For you, as a content creator, do you feel like it is important for content creators, particularly those who have a big following, to have a significant influence? Like, do you think that it's,
Definitely,
being able to have a say in different things or influence different things, do you feel like that's something you actively would try to do using your platform?
definitely, definitely. So anyone with a large following has an influence automatically because they have eyes on them and they have young people watching them and stuff like that, and people that probably look up to them. So everyone has an influence. It just depends on what type of influence you have on people, what type of impact you're having on people. And obviously, I try to have a good impact, a positive impact on people because I feel like God gave me this platform for a reason, and me me believing what I believe, I have to use this platform to to make the world better in some type of way, you know, whether it's just entertaining people and bringing light to people's lives, or using my platform to speak out about certain things that need to change, or even just being a good example for young people to look at and say, I want to be like him, you know. So yeah, I think it's definitely important. It's probably the most important thing to have a positive impact on your audience.
Love that. Love that. So as you've navigated your career journey, have you developed a specific strategy that actually guides your decision? And that's like from content to how you actually position yourself as a creator.
Yeah, yeah. So the main thing I think about when I create content is how long is this video gonna last? So I don't usually try to follow the trends too much. Like there's a lot of trends I miss out on just because I'm like, this trend is gonna be dead by tomorrow. If I make a video on it, it's gonna get a lot of views right now, but they're not gonna be able to repost it a month from now or 2 years from now. So when I make content, I usually try to think about longevity, and I try to envision myself. I try to envision the video still being relevant a long time from now. So so yeah, that's my main mindset when it comes to creating content.
Nice. And then when it comes to the content itself, is it more intuitive, or do you find that, your strategy, is it something that you write down, or is it just like
Yeah.
how you feel based on?
Oh, you said the strategy or the what was the
So
question?
the strategy with your content, like do you have, do you feel like it's something written down, the guide that, this is how you will go about doing things, or is it more intuitive? It's like just something naturally based on just what you spoke about.
Yeah, I probably should write it down, but I don't. It's more of just a mental note that I make to myself, and it's a mindset shift. You know, I just tell myself like, this is the way I'm gonna go now, and then I just go. You know, just a slight mindset shift.
Nice. So with your experience and all of your accomplishments so far, how do you envision the next steps in your career?
Mm, I envision myself. Uh, well, it's a lot. It's a lot. I don't really. It's a lot of things that I want to do, but short term, I definitely want to just continue to create high quality content and continue to solidify myself in the industry, and continue to grow my fan base, and eventually drop products. And like I'm about to drop an ebook soon about everything I'm talking about right now. And also, I want to start up a nonprofit to help a lot of people, especially people in unfortunate situations like homeless people, or people that are just have people that have like sicknesses or diseases that don't have anywhere to go to or anyone to help them and stuff like that. So yeah, that's really the main thing. Help a certain group of people and continue to grow my audience.
Great. That sounds really amazing.
Yeah.
So we just got a couple of questions. I'll start with question from at Abe Who's. If you were to go back to the beginning of your career, what would you have told yourself as advice if you could only say one thing?
You are the greatest. Just trust yourself. That's it.
Great.
Trust yourself.
Nice. I've got another question from Dondale43. I'm a content creator for Liberia and a
Hey,
hustle
I'm
as well.
Liberian. Shout out LIB, man. My boy. My big king.
Nice.
My big king. My big king. Hey, my bad. My bad. Go ahead.
That's awesome. So yeah, he says that or he or she says, my question is, the hustle is paying me, but the content is not. My dream is to be a YouTuber. Should I forget the hustle and focus on the content, or do both?
Definitely do both. Definitely do both. Or find a way to merge them. I don't know what your hustle is, but I definitely say find a way to merge whatever you're doing in real life and just make content about it, because that's the easiest way to go about things. And also, yeah, definitely don't give up what's making you money, because you got to support yourself at the end of the day. But But yeah, I think the best way to go about content creation is just making content about what your life looks like. You know, my life, when I started making content, it was majority just joking around with my friends and just, just doing boy stuff. So I just made content about it, and it brought me to where I am. So yeah, definitely let's find a way to merge them for sure.
So we have another question about just the content creation planning. Um, Someone is asking what would be the actual number of reels or stories to be posted by a smaller brand or beginner in order to gain some sort of traction.
Uh, I would say the number isn't as important as the quality of the content you're creating. So I would say instead of worrying about how many videos, you should worry about creating the best videos you can. You know, obviously you want to post a good amount though, like at least like 3 videos a month, 3, 4 videos a month. But I would say the quality of the content you're creating is definitely a lot more important, and how engaging the content is.
And would you say that that directly attributes to growing your following, that the quality of your content will
Mhm.
eventually lead to you getting more followers?
Definitely, definitely. So I posted a video the other week about 3 things you need to understand as a content creator, and one of them was quality over quantity. And I gave this example. So, do you eat ramen noodles,
Hmm.
like the little packets of noodles? So I said, would you rather have 3 packets of noodles in a day, or one big ass bowl of some gourmet ramen? And I said I would have the gourmet ramen because not only because it's bigger, but because it's a better experience. And that's what everybody wants, a better experience. So you're going to keep coming back to that better experience rather than more of a less experience. So yeah, that's the mindset I go with my content. I want to give people the best experience and something they won't forget, something that's not, you know, that's that's not they don't come across every day.
That's a really great comparison. I'd also choose the gourmet.
Yeah,
Just as a viewer, I'm gonna choose the gourmet
yeah,
ramen as well.
exactly.
So, so just to let you guys know that Theo does put a lot of tips on his pages. So if you're not following him yet, please do go follow him on his TikTok, Insta, YouTube, and we'll just link to your pages later, or you can just you'll tell us about them. So guys, please do send through more of your questions while we do still have time. This is your opportunity to ask Theo any questions that you might have. Really appreciating the love so far. It's a lot of people sending you really great love. Big ups to you for the content that you're creating. So I'll just carry on asking you just a few more questions, particularly about your journey going forward. So your exploration with acting has been quite intriguing because you're really good at it. What factors led you to embark on this path in particular? And has your journey into the world of acting been progressing? Is it something that you see going beyond social?
Definitely, definitely. So I forgot to mention that earlier. I definitely see myself acting. I want to be in movies, TV shows, commercials, everything. But the ultimate goal for me is to produce my own movies and TV shows, and also star in my own movies and stuff too. So yeah, I definitely see myself going. Like I said, social media is just a stepping stool for me. I have short-term goals of going further in social media, but my long-term goal is to not have to do social media to where I'm an A-list celebrity, you know. So it's gonna happen. So it's just a matter of time. But yeah, that's definitely in the future.
Awesome. I think we're all really looking forward to that. To kind of see you transitioning to the big screen,
Yeah,
or the rest of the screens now that we're in streaming.
yeah. And I
What is
wasn't I wasn't
one?
always a
Yeah,
I wasn't always a good actor either. I used to actually suck at like being on camera.
no
Like
way.
honestly, when I first started doing this, you can ask I think he's in here. Uh, my boy Noah, yeah, he's in here. I used to, man, when we first started doing videos, Noah, I could not be on camera. I used to suck. I was doing it, but I just wasn't good at it. But I just kept going, and eventually it just kind of became more natural, and I got more comfortable and stuff like that. But yeah, I still got a long way to go. But I
Yeah.
definitely came a long way for sure.
Is is acting has it always been your passion, or is it something that you've learned to love in the content creation
I
process?
definitely learned to love it in the content creation process. I never really considered myself an actor until like recently, until people started telling me like, man, you need to get into acting and stuff like that. Then I really started breaking down the way I act in my videos and stuff. And I'm actually an actor, you know, I'm actually an actor. So it's cool to consider myself that now, but I definitely never saw myself as an actor coming up.
Yeah. No, I think it's great, and that's all a comment now saying that's how the good become great, which is really good.
Yeah,
So
my
we've
God,
got a yeah,
that was God, man.
just a question from Jamila C. Mohammed. What is one piece of advice you would like for everyone to leave with today?
One piece of advice. Uh, One piece of advice. Okay, I got it. The main advice I want everyone to understand is that everything starts in the mind. Everything. You know, you can't. Your actions is the last step of the process. First, it starts in your mind. Then it comes out your mouth. You have to speak it into reality, and then you do it. So a lot of people want to change their life and change the things they do, but they don't change anything in here. Like I said earlier, everything I did was a mindset shift, and then I changed my direction. So everything starts in the mind. So first get your mind right, then speak your reality, and then it's going to come true. So yeah, that's the main thing I want everybody to understand.
Nice. So a question from POVs here. If you would direct any movie genre, what would it be?
What was the question?
If you could direct any movie genre, what would you choose?
Uh,
Or even
uh,
star in, I think it's like it is seen that the natural assumption would be, let's say you're starring in a movie, the natural assumption would be that you would choose comedy.
yeah,
Is that true?
yeah. I like comedy. I really like comedy, but I also like horrors too. Like I feel like I'm really good at making scary stuff, you know, and also just creepy stuff as well. But I would probably do comedy first, just because I'm more like I'm obviously I do comedy already, but I think I would do some scary stuff, or just some thriller like mind bending stuff like on some Black Mirror or something like that. I really like to watch stuff like that, so I'm
Nice.
definitely gonna do like Jordan Peele. Like I love Jordan Peele movies, man. Like I
Yeah, I
want to
was
make
gonna
some.
ask, just in
Yeah.
case a director's watching, if you could choose a director. So
Hey,
Jordan Peele, here we
Jordan
are.
Peele, hit me up, man. I'm ready. Let's go.
Um,
But yeah,
so we have actually from Noah. If you could work with anyone, who would be your top three collaborations?
top three collaborations. Uh, I would say Jordan Peele, definitely Jordan Peele for sure. Uh, who else? Uh, I want to work with uh maybe Kevin Hart. I feel like
Nice.
Kevin
There
Hart
was
collaboration would.
suggested.
Me, I feel like that he would like we would go crazy. Uh, who else? I would say I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question. I gotta think about it, but I don't know who the third one would be. It would probably be
Yeah,
like somebody like Drake or something. I feel like me and Drake will make some dope stuff because Drake is actually funny and he's a good actor too. So I feel like if we could collab, that would be dope for sure.
sounds cool. So just another question from Noah, and this time just reflecting on who you have worked with already, or not actually who you've worked with, but um, who is your favorite creator to work with?
Favorite creator to work with?
Yeah,
Uh,
if you
Favorite
have.
creator
I
to
mean,
work with?
it has
Yeah,
more than
I don't
one.
really work. I don't work with too many creators nowadays. I only have like a few that I really work with. I wouldn't say I have a favorite though.
Okay.
Yeah.
But how do you choose who you actually do work with when it comes to the creator space?
Yeah, so I usually just reach out to other creators that I want to work with, but usually it's just people that I have around me, like my roommate, my friends, and stuff like that. I just say, hey, I got this video idea, let's do it. But I need to start reaching out to more creators. Definitely, I need to expand the people that I work with. You know, my boy Everett, yes sir. Now my boy Everett,
Uh,
not he. Everett playing. We need to collab. I was out in LA. He didn't respond to me, man. We need to work, bro. That's one creator I really want to work with. His videos
yeah.
are crazy.
I was gonna say your creator, your next collaboration is probably on this live.
Yeah, right, right.
Something I didn't mention, just closing from Noah, who said, "Love you, man. I'm your biggest fan." Had to put that back in. And
My
then
boy
also
Noah.
from Jamila C. Muhammad, love your videos. So I think a lot of fans here.
Man,
Guys,
that's my
in the
girlfriend.
live,
She over
just
here just recording and
well,
stuff. Hey, Jamila, I
love
love you,
that.
girl.
That is awesome. That's awesome. So before we wrap up, and I'll go through any last questions that we have from our community, but just from my side, could you offer a glimpse for us into any upcoming projects or collaborations that you're really excited about?
Yep, yep. So, like I said, right now I'm working on an ebook. I'm really excited for that because people always ask me for advice and tips and all kinds of stuff about content creation, and I can't really put it into one sentence or one paragraph. So, I'm dropping a whole ebook, putting all the information I learned about content creation for the past 7 years. It's all going to be in one book. So, I think that's going to create a lot of value for the people that want to know what I know, and it's ultimately going to help them create a life that they want, and that's the main thing I want to see. I want to see people change their lives, and if I can have any involvement in that, that's going to make my job here is done once I do that. So yeah, that's one thing I'm really excited about. And video projects at the moment, not really. Uh, yeah, not really anything in the works right now, but definitely some stuff coming up soon for sure. Level Up Listening here, she's actually helping me make my ebook. Shout out Listen.
Nice.
Shout out.
Nice. Like, we really can't wait to see that out. I'm sure your fans can't wait either. So that's going to be really, really exciting. And we'll continue to watch your journey. It's been really great to watch so far, Theo. Your content is amazing. It's gotten so many people through tough times. Just being able to give us that laugh and doing it so naturally. It's really, really great.
Appreciate it.
So, for anyone who's kind of joined late and has missed some of what Theo said, this live will be saved. And he's dropped a lot of gems when it comes to the right type of advice from beginners to people with millions of followers. So we're really grateful for that. Theo, can you also just give us, just your platforms, how people can connect with you if they're not already following you?
All right. My name is Theo Wisseh, TheoWisseh on all platforms. You can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Snapchat, all social media platforms, Twitter, X, everything. I'm everywhere. So, yeah, follow me, man. You will definitely get some good laughs, and you might gain some valuable information.
For sure. Sure. I think they definitely, definitely would. Theo, this has been great. Thank you so much for taking the time to sit with us to give our community and yours just useful advice. I think it's been really valuable, and I'm glad that we were able to have this conversation. Thank you so much for joining us.
Definitely. Thank you. Thank you for the great interview. Thank you.
Cool. And for our prequel fans and our Theo fans, thanks so much for joining us. You guys have been amazing. Thank you for all the love that you have shared throughout this live. It's been really great to see. See you guys on the next live. Bye, Theo.
All right. Appreciate you. I'm gonna see you later.
Bye, guys.